Is Alex Pereira's UFC run officially over, or is this just a little bump in the road for him? Today, I'm going to be going over whether I think Alex Pereira's UFC run is over with, or if he can bounce back. All right, so as we all know, at UFC 313, Alex Pereira fought Magomed Ankalaev for the light heavyweight championship. And all three judges scored the fight in Magomed Ankalaev's favor. Two of them scored at 48-47, one 49-46. So just before everything, I'm just gonna give my thoughts on the fight. I thought it was a incredibly boring fight. If I'm gonna be completely honest, I thought it was a lot of Alex Pereira walking Magomed Ankalaev down, and when that wouldn't work, um, when that wasn't happening, Magomed Ankalaev was clinching Alex Pereira up against the fence and just getting control time over him for the judges' scorecards. So I did not like watching this fight. I thought it was a great pay per view. UFC 313 was an amazing pay per view. Great way to bring us into the spring season, you could say, of UFC. But I don't know. I did not like this fight at all. I thought Alex Pereira looked lost, man. It's sad to see, but in terms of whether I think Alex Pereira won or lost this fight, because surprisingly there is debates on it. I think Alex Pereira clearly lost this fight. I think he won the first round and he won the fifth round. I think you have to give those two rounds to him. He hurt Magomed in the fifth round, and those leg kicks in the first round were just too much for Ankalaev. So you got to give him the first and you got to give him the fifth. So I agree with Mike Bell and Derek Cleary giving Magomed a 48-47 decision victory for Magomed. But Sal D'Amato said that Magomed won the fifth round, which, I mean, it's not that ridiculous to say. There wasn't much to really judge in the fifth round. Magomed had a little bit of control time. Alex Pereira wasn't really doing much of anything, but I think you got to give the win to Magomed Ankalaev. As much as I love Alex Pereira, you got to give the win to Magomed Ankalaev. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the last fight. Did not like the fight, but I mean, it's just sometimes that's just got to happen. I mean, sometimes there's going to be a bad fight. You know, there's going to be a smudge grappler or a smudge clinch merchant. You know, but that's just going to happen sometimes. Now let's move on. All right, so now we're gonna get a little bit deep here on what happened to Poatan. Why did he look the way he did in the last fight? Why did he look frozen? Why did this villain of this monster of the UFC, look this guy who looks impossible to beat? Why did he get beat so bad, and why didn't he do anything to stop it? Um, I think that the answer is more simple than we expect. Um, I think Magomed Ankalaev's threat of takedowns was too much for Pereira. Pereira was scared to strike. He looked scared out there. Magomed Ankalaev has all the takedown power. He has dirty boxing. That's the way. If you're gonna beat Pereira, you're gonna want to scare him away from striking with takedowns and smudge grappling. I mean, I don't agree. I don't like watching it. I don't like watching Pereira get smudged up against the fence for 5 rounds straight. But I mean, if you're gonna want to beat him, that's what you have to do. Magomed has great dirty boxing. The threat of the takedowns made Pereira wary of the striking, because he knew if he missed a big shot, that would leave a huge opening for Ankalaev to take him down. And we all know, including him and his coaches, that if Magomed Ankalaev took Pereira down, he was not getting up until that bell rang. Um, he was dragged into deep waters. Now, I'm not saying Pereira's gas tank is bad. I'm saying that it has not been tested as much. We see Pereira knock out his opponents in first, second, third round a lot. The farthest he got taken was the fourth round against Khalil Roundtree, and he looked a little bit gassed in that fight until he entered his little flow state in round four and knocked Khalil Roundtree out. But Magomed Ankalaev, he gassed out Pereira. He dragged him into deep waters. Again, not saying Pereira has a bad gas tank, but any normal person is going to be gassed after 25 minutes of this. So, and then the last thing is Alex Pereira's age. Like, I don't want to say it, and I'm not saying that he is super, super. I'm not saying that this will affect him too much going forward. But the guy is 37, 38. I'm not sure exactly how old. He's 37 or 38 years old. And you got to think, how long can he keep doing this? I mean, the guy's been fighting for only a few years in the UFC. Um, but and man, has he gone on a run. But you got to start thinking about his age at some point, how that's taking a toll on him. The younger guy won the fight, and that's just how it went. Nothing you can really say about that. The younger guy won. The younger, more scrappy, more, what's it called? Better gas tank guy just won. So I guess you got to give it to him. I mean, the age, again, I'm not saying the guy's old, but he's getting there. So I mean, you got to think about that at some point. All right, now what is next for Alex Pereira? So some potential options I have for him are an immediate rematch with Ankalaev. This is the one that probably makes the most sense in my eyes and a lot of yours too. He had an amazing long title reign with many defenses, many knockouts. I think with a guy of this caliber and having the reign that he had, you have to give him the immediate rematch. I think this is the only one that makes a lot of sense. We'll see what Dana says, but Dana loves Alex Pereira. He's his moneymaker, you know. Him and John Jones are like the moneymakers. I think he's going to get an immediate rematch with Magomed. Another one that I would not be too upset about, but a one that doesn't really make as much sense, is a trilogy with Yuri Prohaska. This one, I guess, would sort of make sense. Yuri's coming off of a big win against Jamal Hill to put him back into title contention, and Alex Pereira is obviously coming off the loss against Magomed Ankalaev. So, I mean, it would make a little bit of sense. Winner of that fight would go on to fight Magomed for the title again. But I think the immediate rematch just makes so much more sense because of just the whole fact that Alex Pereira's title run was so long and so good that you got to give that guy an immediate rematch. I mean, if Sean O'Malley's getting an immediate rematch, you got to give Alex an immediate rematch. And then my third option is possibly retire. I don't want to say that, and I don't even think that this is an option for Pereira. I think he has at least 2, 3 more fights left in him. But I mean, like I said on the last slide, if you're 37, 38 years old, you got to start thinking about retiring from combat sports somewhat soon, especially with your worst loss of your career. Second worst loss of your career, sorry, behind the Izzy knockout. You got to start thinking about it. So, I mean, I don't think he's going to retire, but I kind of wanted a third option, so that's what I put there. But, yeah, again, I think the immediate rematch makes a lot more sense. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, but, yeah, so those are my thoughts on what happened to Alex Pereira and what's possibly next for him. So, I'm sorry for the long break. I was getting over a pretty bad cold, and I had a fever, and, you know, I wasn't feeling too well, so I didn't want to put out a video that I knew you guys wouldn't really enjoy. So I hope you guys liked this video. There will be one coming out tomorrow or the next day as well, talking about the next pay-per-view. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.